it really took a long time, and we have several cold cases that are decades old, but I'm not so sure we have one quite as old as this. And it was relieving to know that technology has come so far to not only assist us in matters currently, but those that are sitting on the shelf waiting for this new technology to help break through some of these cases. So it was really good and refreshing to see that new technology was able to uh, crack some of these older cases like this one, which was 1990. Yet we were unable to successfully identify this gentleman. And it's good to know that you're able to at least tell the family we know where their loved one is. The second part to this is now, who do we look for? Who's the murderer? Who's responsible ultimately for this murder? And hopefully technology will become even more advanced to that point where it'll assist us in old cases like this. This is before my time of coming on the state police, but I did know about this case. I've heard about this case for many years as a trooper, and so many detectives have come and gone who have put countless hours in this case. And it was good to see that we have outside resources available that assisted us in using genealogy to ultimately identify this victim. And I'm hopeful to see this same group utilizing the same technology to further assist us in disclosing who's their murderer to this victim. And I'm hopeful that we will see that at least in my time as a trooper. Yes, it's there's so many labels. Cold case is a label that many agencies use, but at least speaking on behalf of our agency, nothing is really technically cold. We go over these cases every 3 months. We put fresh new eyes on these old cases that we may have. Every new detective that comes to that division within our agency has access and is assigned most of the time some of these cases that have been plaguing us for years and sometimes decades. And it's good to have those fresh eyes with new, fresh ideas. And sometimes these new detectives have resources and access to, in this case, a task force that ultimately can use genealogy to assist. And that's what occurred with this, is that we were able to find out of a new resource for us that had access to technology that we were able to submit, and thankfully was able to give us at least the identity. For the longest time, we had no identity to this victim, and we labeled it the handless footless case, and that's all we knew. And yes, we had the evidence that was located on scene, but it was quite limited in what we have. So it's good to see that we're having these breakthroughs, and it's all thanks to technology, new resources, and a fresh set of eyes and new detectives to help us with that. You tend to think that with technology now coming into play, that it's only used for current cases, but we're starting to see where that's not true. If there's any type of DNA, if there's any type of evidence that we can collect and save, which we do, then we can submit these cases that are very old and delicate and yet come out with with some type of outcome. And in this case, the identity of the victim that we never knew for many decades. So that was good. And then hopefully the same technology, or maybe advancing technology, will also further assist us with smaller type forensics, maybe identify someone who was with this gentleman during that time, or somewhere around the time of his death.